All right, well, normally I say welcome to sunny whatever, but a little bit of overcast now, which is just right. I know some people have been here longer than I have, but we're back here in River Falls, and we're here with a guy I've been looking up to the last few years and been a good friend, somebody who is not just a puller, but like I said, a friend, and this is Travis Emmes with the True Blue Ford. Got a Ford theme going today, and Travis, you know, you've made some good hooks this year. I think things are getting better as you go along. I know you're a guy who's always tinkering. Of course, your co-tinkerer is right behind the camera here today. But Travis, what can you tell us about last season first as we talk about the 2022 season?
Last season, we had a little bit of a rough start in the beginning. By the time we got to Tomah, with some help, we made some suspension changes, and I think we put our best foot forward. The second session at Tomah, we were able to get out third place, which was like a win to us. It was awesome. We fought through the rest of the year, had some ups and downs. Then when we went to Sandwich, Illinois, for whatever reason, we had a piece of debris that got in the engine, and we hurt the engine, so we had to spend all winter fixing.
So I'm glad you reminded me of that, because that was a special moment. I love special moments in pulling, so I remember your reaction and your thoughts. Winning at Tomah is a big deal. Winning anywhere is a big deal. Winning at Tomah is the deal. And, of course, getting in the top three, I mean, that was like a dream come true in the sport, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, that was larger than life. That was the hardest speech that I ever had to give.
And I like to remind people, too, that, of course, they kind of kick you out after the first session, so I ended up watching Travis on the big screen, which that was unfortunate, but he did a phenomenal job. And, of course, this year we kind of roll into the 2023 season. You've already got a number of hooks under your belt, kind of hitting a lot of Wisconsin stops this year.
Yep. We started off in Ellsworth. We thought we had a good number. For whatever reason, we just couldn't get it up in the top three. We were close. We had fourth. So we've since, Nate and I have been making some changes here to try to make the truck better. I think we're doing that. Some of the numbers we have gotten might not have been opportune, as other pullers know the number game. So I think we're making improvements here. I think we're moving forward. We can't get that win yet, but we're working on it, and we're hoping that might be today.
Well, it's got to be at an event that we're at. We're here today. We're ready to cover this thing like crazy, so we're looking forward. It's going to be an awesome four-wheel drive mod class. I always like plugging the Wisconsin guys because, you know, Wisconsin #1, but we wish everybody the luck. It would be awesome to see you win tonight. But, of course, as we kind of roll into the next couple of hooks, you know, you're kind of looking at some points here with the WTPA yet, aren't you?
Yep, we're second in the WTPA. We're 1 point out of first. And if I'm not mistaken, in Region 3, we are in fourth. So we'd like to change that today to the positive. So that's all we can do is hope. We have a fairly decent number. So let's just hope that we can make something happen.
So, you know, the memory comes, the memory goes. It's here 1 minute, it's gone the next. But have you pulled here before?
We have. We were here last year. We had our spare engine in because we had to take our main one out after Tomah. We had a little stuff there that went wrong, so that one was out getting repaired. Nothing major. Put the spare in, and we come here, and honestly, we missed the gear. Nate and I made a gear change, and yeah, the spare didn't quite have enough for what we put in the box, and we came up short.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of spare engines, I see Cam's running on his spare engine right now, but we'll get into that a different day. So, of course, looking ahead, you still got some big Wisconsin hooks. Yeah, what are you looking forward out of the 2023 season as we kind of get into the second half?
Well, some top three finishes would definitely give us some momentum, right? Because we feel that we're kind of knocked down. Even though we're trying, we need something to get some momentum rolling, and I don't know how we're going to get there. We need a top three finish. After this one, we have a short week. We go to Monticello, Iowa. Then we have a little break. We go over to Menominee and then to Rockwell. So, I mean, we have a ton of pulling coming up, and we're just hoping we can improve and maybe make some better finishes here for our fans.
So speaking of your fans, I guess I can consider myself one. The one thing I love about you is you're in a very upbeat, you're very excited. I mean, the enthusiasm is off the walls. Of course, it comes and it goes depending on how you do that day, but you certainly love the sport. What has pushed you to really get involved in the sport and really enjoy it?
Well, I mean, I'll tell everybody the same story. When I was 18, graduated from high school, this was always a dream to pull NTPA mod four-wheel drive, and we're finally there. So, I don't know, watching the Randy Kleikamps and the Mankeys and stuff, that's always been a dream to pull at that level, and here we are, so that's it.
I must say I had that same dream in high school, but I don't think I have the same outcome. But that's why we got guys like you to do it here. So, Travis, anybody you want to thank that's made this season and your past extra special?
I can't thank Nate enough and my wife for the support. He comes over every day after work. We work on this thing till 9, 10 o'clock at night. We're messaging each other throughout the day, different ideas that we may have come up with and changes to try to get this thing to the front. So I can't thank Nathan and my wife Brenda enough for all of this, and you guys. Without this, we have no exposure. So thank you.
Well, you're most welcome. I guess, there's other fans here, but we don't need to thank them right now. But anyways, we're looking forward to seeing this truck tonight and throughout the summer. It's always great seeing you guys. If you're a fan of this truck, this guy is always willing to show off his stuff. Come up here, ask him questions, get involved. My cameraman actually sat in the truck a couple weeks ago, and, he's pushing 60 or 70, so it doesn't matter how old you are. So anyways, we wish you a great second half of the season. And anyways,